When we come with that heat, we got Skip on the.
Episode 40, $1 Million Radio. All the boys here, some a little bit further than others. Got me, Griffin's in the studio. Welcome in, Griff. Welcome in, Griff.
Happy to be here.
Jacob back on the Zoom. Welcome in, Jacob. Welcome in. Welcome in.
Some a little more sunburnt than others.
Yeah, went on vacation. Did you go to the beach? Got some
looks
beach
like
sun?
It looks like it.
Tell the people where you were, Jacob.
Me and Mackenzie went to Louisville, Kentucky for a 4-day music festival, bourbon and beyond. I did not have any bourbon. I don't drink. But we did have a great time. I felt drunk towards the end because I was so delirious and tired. So it was life-changing. Highly recommend it.
Nice. Well, so did you get to see a lot of football, Jacob? A lot of football during the weekend?
Jack Daniels had a few different tents set up, like some really big tents, like how you see at a fair, and one of them was labeled Jack Daniels Sports Bar, and so they had 3 TVs on one side, 3 TVs on the other, and you could stand up at these little things they made and watch any of the games. So I watched the Georgia Tech games. I watched the Georgia Tech game and some of the Tennessee game on and off in between musical acts. I didn't mind to miss.
Yeah. So you saw what you needed to see then, I would say. Yeah. Tennessee falls to Georgia in overtime, 44-41. It was heartbreaking. It was gut wrenching. We had the game won and we still lost, but I feel good. What about y'all? I feel good. This is as much as I hate to say a moral victory. I don't really believe in those. This is kind of one of those where you had the game won, you had Georgia beat. It sucks that a couple little mistakes cost us the game, but we're a good team, boys. Do y'all feel the same way?
I feel great, dude. Honestly, my biggest takeaway from this weekend is that Joey Aguilar is a dog.
Yeah. I am with you on that. Aguilar was 24-36, 371 yards, 4 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. One was right before the half. I know one might have been the same one. His receiver slipped on the route, and I think that was in the second half.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a coming out party for Chris Brazzell. For sure. He went crazy on the day. A couple underthrown balls that went deep for Tennessee and Aguilar, but Brazzell did a great job coming back to catch it. One was defensive pass interference, so we got the first down on that one, and then another one defensive pass interference that he still caught, took it to the end zone. Brazzell had a great day. I'm glad to see him do what he's doing, but overall, man. That strip sack there at the end where we get the ball, there's just no way we're going to lose that game. And I'm going to be honest with you. I've told a couple people this already talking about the game. On that drive, we were moving the ball there at the end. And before the false start, I felt like we were inside the 20, close to, just punching it in, not even having to kick a field goal. And on the play, you can gain 3 or 4 more yards with the run, call a timeout, bring the kicker out, win the game, and then a false start happens. So you move it back 5 yards instead of moving up 3 or 4, as we were doing all game pretty much, except for a handful of plays. Georgia's front seven is still Georgia's front seven. They were tough, but after that false start, and then the kicker comes out. And you see the view behind the goalpost, it looked like it was a 70-yard kick. It looked so far. It was only 43. Max Gilbert missed a 43-yard game winner, but hey.
Horrible angle, though. You got to feel for him.
You have timeouts. You have time to run another play. 7 seconds left on the clock. I understand you don't want another false start, but what are the chances of that happening? I feel like we should have ran one more play, lined it up dead center, or like you said, Jacob, before, ask him where he likes it. Where does he want? What hash does he want to be on? What part of the field? But hey, that camera, when he came out, that camera zoomed in on Max Gilbert's face, and I was not confident that it was going in once I saw that, and it wasn't even close. But you think back, maybe the false start, we iced our own kicker in a way.
It spooked all of Tennessee's sideline for sure.
Yeah. And it was just a in the moment thing, because he had the exact same kick in the overtime period, and he drilled it right down the pipe. I think that one was 42 instead of 43. But I knew once we got the ball first in overtime, I knew that if we didn't score a touchdown, the game was over. You can't give Georgia the ball inside the 25 and expect to stop them, hold them to a field goal when all they got to do is score a touchdown, which they did. On, 2 plays? That one play went all the way to the 1 yard line. I mean,
God bless.
It was
I think
the
it's like
most,
3 plays.
Yeah, it was the most Tennessee way to lose the ball game, for sure. And I've seen a lot of Tennessee ways to lose. But, overall, though, I think we looked good. The fact that we didn't get blown out, this was the first time since 2016 when we beat Georgia. This was the first time we didn't lose by double digits. Only lost by 3. Tennessee did end up covering. Hey, good teams win, great teams cover. We're a great team, right? Right? We're a great team in that logic.
Yeah.
No, I think I would have loved to have won, obviously. But going forward, I feel very good about our team throughout the rest of the season.
What about our defense? Do we have the worst defense in the SEC?
So the defense, no, we don't. We have, I think we still have one of the best defenses.
Then we have 2 D tackles out, and then Gerard McCoy and
Ricky Gibson.
Yeah, Ricky Gibson are both out. See, that's just
so with our cornerbacks. One thing I'd like to address, obviously, like you said, no Jamad McCoy, no Ricky Gibson. You have 2 very young guys coming in as the starting cornerbacks, and Gunnar Stockton and Kirby Smart attacked them the whole game. I was expecting Georgia to not really be able to throw the ball. We did a decent job on their run game. I think a lot of the rushing yards seemed to come from Gunnar Stockton. He was able to scramble and break a few, but he was a lot more accurate than I thought he was. He's very good in that Georgia system. I don't want to sit here and call him a system quarterback or anything, but Gunnar Stockton played very well. Georgia played very well. As far as our defense goes, you have these 2 young guys coming in, starting at the corner spots. In the biggest game of the year, early test, earliest we played Georgia in I don't know how long. So the fact that all that kind of mixes together, if you have these 2 young guys with our 2 starters in, and you can rotate them in, bring them in at the corner, the nickel position, I feel like that would be very good for them. But the fact that they were our starting cornerbacks and got attacked the whole game, they just couldn't keep up. One thing that I hate to do is blame the refs when we lose, or really for anything. But that pass interference call, did y'all see that at the end of the game?
Yes.
That pass interference where we had them stopped on 3rd down, incompletion, 4th down was coming up. They were probably gonna punt it back to us and give us a great shot to ice the game at that point. But then you get that pass interference call that was barely anything. The ball wasn't even catchable. The receiver realized the ball wasn't catchable, so he slowed down and kind of gave up on the throw. And with I don't even remember who it was, with the defensive back running behind him, he kind of ran into him. His hands were on him. I think they just kind of got tripped up. He didn't really push him, but the guy kind of fell, and the ref threw the flag, and their drive stayed alive.
Yeah, I believe that's what they said. Or there was holding declined, pass interference accepted. I think that's what happened.
I thought there was a hold in there somewhere.
Yeah,
I don't know. It was bad. It was bad.
It was
I didn't
bad.
like it.
All the Tennessee fans in the tent, we were like, "That's bullshit," because that's what we felt.
Well, see, I still feel on the 4th and 6, touchdown to 16. God forbid, I can't remember his name, but hell, he even pushed off at the last second.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
That was that was a tough one
that's
too.
like, but like you could say like Chris Brazzell did a little bit and on one catch, but like it's not as egregious as a bad call. A no call is not as bad as a bad call, in my opinion.
I would much rather, obviously, the refs let the boys play. If they're gonna allow them to be physical on the offense, then let the defensive backs be a little physical right back with them. If you're gonna call one thing, call it the whole game. If you're not gonna call something, don't not call it the whole game and then call it at the very end when the game is on the line. That's what I feel. But overall, I mean, vibes are still pretty high in Knoxville. It was a great showing to see Tennessee go back and forth with a team like Georgia. If it was in Athens at Georgia, I don't think that it would have been this close. The fact that we had the home crowd, Neyland Stadium, the Neyland effect in our corner definitely helped us. And there was a couple times during that game where the vibes were low and the crowd was quiet and we were just waiting on somebody to make a play. Georgia went on a run where they scored 20 unanswered points. We were up 21-7, and then just like that, we were down 27-21. It seemed. So it got pretty quiet. But then, hey, I'm gonna do it. I said I wasn't gonna do it unless he beat Georgia, but Joey Swagular, Chris Brazzell kept finding the connection, and I feel very, very good going forward. And I also, people are hating on Max Gilbert, man. Max, keep doing your thing. Keep doing your thing.
Absolutely.
He's made so many big kicks for us. He's only a sophomore. This is a lesson learned. I don't see him missing any more game winners from, it wasn't chip shot range, obviously, but he can, he showed 5 minutes later, he showed he can make that kick. Something about the moment, something about the false start, like you said, kind of spooked everybody and cost us the game. But there were a lot of things throughout the game that we could have done a lot better.
Never blame the kicker. Never.
Yeah.
That's a bad hole to go down. You should have not gotten a false start. You should have centered it up if he maybe he wanted it there. I don't know. But regardless, there was some coaching and some executional mistakes that led up to that point. I wouldn't have been maybe as conservative on the play calling. We ran it up 3 times. We pulled a Bengals versus the Ravens last year, in overtime, ran it up the middle, and then Evan McPherson misses the field goal. It was really, really similar to that. That's what it reminded me of.
Yeah.
I also feel like, though, with the play calling, maybe they could have done a couple different things where overall you got to run out the clock. You gotta milk the clock as much as you can there at the end. That's why I feel like Heupel ran it 3 straight times. Maybe you could do an easy, quick pass, make sure
RPO.
that it's an easy catch, RPO, halfback screen, something like that, to make sure that an easy pitch and catch to keep the clock moving. But at that point, the game was won. All Heupel had to do was run out the clock. That's what he tried to do. And honestly, if it wasn't for the false start, we would have won that game. That's how I feel. But everybody's on Max Gilbert because he missed. Obviously, if Max Gilbert hit that, he's a legend. He's a legend. At being a sophomore, he's already a Tennessee legend if he hits that kick. But he's got the rest of the season to make it up for us. And this is not the end of the season. If we would have got blown out at home, it would have been the end of the season. Vibes would be so low. But the fact that we had the game won, I feel like that is something to hang our hats on, maybe a moral victory, whatever you want to call it. But I feel a lot better about Tennessee than I would about Clemson if I was a Clemson Tigers fan.
We made a big statement, I think. Even in defeat, I still think a statement was made. Hey, we're here.
I agree.
It's not going to be easy if you're gonna play us.
Clemson is not here. They are 1-2, maybe. Yeah, because they
1-2.
beat Troy after being down 16-0 to Troy last week. They could very easily be 0-3 right now. They lost on a 55-yard game winner by Aiden Burr and Georgia Tech, 24-21 over Clemson. I was beating myself up because before the game I was like, man, I really want to take Georgia Tech right now. I really want to put a little coin on it. And I didn't because I'm just like, I've got so many plays coming up. There's no point in having another one and then starting off early on Saturday in the hole. But no, Georgia Tech, they ended up winning that game on that game winner. So
Georgia Tech, man, they're one of the best teams that punch up, dude. They beat Miami last year. They beat Florida State to open the season. And then this year, I was telling Mackenzie when we were watching it at the sports bar, I was like, they're going to have to do a fire drill at the end because there was 15 seconds left on their last play.
No timeouts.
Yeah. And it was awesome. It was electric. When he lined up, he hit it. My God, dude, everyone went crazy. It was awesome.
Yeah. Alabama's definitely been bouncing back the last couple of weeks. 38-14 over Wisconsin. Ty Simpson, 24-29, 382 yards, 4 touchdowns. I'm not going to sit here and say Ty for Heisman, but I may be going to look at those odds when we get off of here. Ty's looking good. He's had 2 games in a row where he threw for 80% completion percentage. I think last week he was perfect. And 3 or 4 touchdowns each game. I think he's the only player in Alabama history to do that in 2 straight games. So shout out to Ty for that. But another quarterback that might be on the struggle bus, boys. Texas struggles with UTEP 27-10. Arch Manning, 11 of 25, 114 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Where's that Arch Manning hype now? That's what I want to say.
Hey, I think it was a Vegas ploy, bro.
Yeah, I mean that's
it's because his name, obviously. It's because he's a Manning. Did y'all see him getting booed?
Yeah,
I did see that. Yeah.
Longhorn fans were booing Arch Manning and the Texas offense. But another quarterback that looked good, Carson Beck and Miami, 49-12 over USF. Beck 23-28, 340 yards, 3 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. I didn't watch the game, but just from those stats, maybe the interceptions, I'll have to go look at those, see what happened there. But Miami took care of business. They opened up at -16.5, moved to -17.5 before game time. And through the 2 or 3 hour weather delay they had, ended up not only covering but taking care of business in general. Miami's the real deal, boys. Miami might be the real deal this year. USF, they had a nice little run. They're gonna take care of business in the conference and the rest of the season. I have to check their schedule, see if they've got any more Power 5 opponents. But
Skyler, the one big thing I saw out of USF, they'll be looking to be 12-1 towards the end of the season. But the one big team they don't play in the American this year is Tulane, who is looking to push for an undefeated season. I believe they're 3-0 already. But that's the early picks for the American Athletic Conference Championship.
Well, for Tulane, they've got a struggle this week coming up. They've got to play at Ole Miss, so that undefeated season might come to a quick end this week.
Yeah, that's funny.
I think that might be their one last big game they have before the end of the year. So
We're gonna
who
say
has
Jacob?
Miami beaten so far though? Like who they beat? Clemson?
No, they beat
Who'd they beat?
Notre Dame in the first week. Then they had Bethune-Cookman, and then USF this week.
So I mean, I guess they look good, but it's like you beat. I mean, who've they beaten besides USF? I mean, like that's Notre Dame's 0-2.
We'll see. They might be the best 0-2 team ever, in my opinion.
They got them.
Honestly.
Notre Dame did fall to Texas A&M 41-40 in a game where Notre Dame scored a touchdown. They were up 6 points, went for the extra point, and the holder, I guess, fumbled the snap, wasn't able to get the extra point off. And then not Ole Miss, but Texas A&M actually returned the following kickoff all the way for a touchdown that ended up getting called back. But it didn't matter because the Aggies were moving the ball all game. They marched it right down the field, scored a touchdown, kicked the extra point to win by 41-40. Texas A&M, y'all think they're the real deal? Or, I mean, they're in the top 10 now.
Dude, they're always a fluke. They're going to have to get some good wins for me to acknowledge it.
Well, see, Marcel Reed, he's looking like maybe a dark horse candidate, with Lenore Sellers going down this week.
Yeah.
That's a good point. That's a good point. I don't know. Texas is going to have to get some good wins, though.
Yeah.
Texas A&M moves up to number 10. That's 6 spots from 16 in the latest AP poll. Tennessee did not move. I guess that's good news after a loss. We remain at 15. Georgia moves up to number 5. Miami up to number 4. Same top 3. Ohio State, Penn State, LSU. LSU with a 10-point win, 20-10 over Florida this week. Vanderbilt took care.
Yeah, let's welcome Vandy in the top 25, guys.
Yeah, welcome in, Vandy. Welcome in. I guess we can clap it up. Clap it up. Number 20, the Vanderbilt Commodores, undefeated so far.
Belt to ass.
Yeah, I took, once I saw the line move from -5.5 to -3.5, I took South Carolina in that game, and wasn't close at all. So, I guess is Vandy the real deal? I mean, what are we doing? Diego Pavia. I mean, his mom's about to go on a date with Theo Vaughn.
Yeah, I saw that. That's hilarious.
Yeah, so maybe Theo's about to find some love out here. Shout out Theo Vaughn. Ole Miss defeated Arkansas this week, 41-35. Is there anything else I missed on this list? I don't think so. Ole Miss did not cover. Arkansas with the cover on that one. But what were our overall thoughts for Week 3 college football this week, boys? What's the main headline right now, whether it's nationally or SEC wise?
There's still a lot to happen.
As a Tennessee fan, if you want to look at it from the Tennessee lens, thumbs up. Keep going. I like what you're doing. But if you're wanting to look at it from like a non-Tennessee, just a football perspective, you got to see. I would look at Vanderbilt. They put the belt to South Carolina, so I'm excited for that.
Yeah, I agree. Tennessee this week staying at number 15. We host UAB. The line is set at -39.5, 67.5 over under this week. So a tune-up game back in Neyland Stadium. It's going to be, I think, 12:30, 12:45 kickoff here in Knoxville. Shouldn't have any problems with UAB. If we do, maybe the season is over. But I don't see that happening.
Yeah. Vanderbilt
I will never lay... Has what?
They low-key have a gauntlet coming up. After these 2 give-me games, they have to play at Alabama. They play LSU. They play Missouri. They play at Texas. They play Auburn. They play Kentucky, and then they play Tennessee.
Well, see, I feel like Auburn's
mind.
a fraud at this point, but
they just might.
That's just my opinion.
Auburn is 3-0. They move up from 24 to 22 in the AP. Auburn this week on the road at Oklahoma. Y'all think Oklahoma are frauds too? -6.5 for the Sooners, over under 48.5.
See, Oklahoma's my biggest worry the rest of the season for Tennessee.
Mateer is he's the real
dog.
Deal.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I've been seeing too. Another matchup this week, top 25. Number 17, Texas Tech at number 16, Utah. Utah's favored in that one, -3.5. South Carolina trying to look for a bounce back at the Missouri Tigers. Number 23, Missouri will host. -12.5 for Missouri. 46.5 is the over-under. Then we move on to one that me and Griff talked about last week, Jacob. Number 9, Illinois will be playing at Indiana, who is number 19. Indiana actually favored -4.5. A lot of the money coming in on Illinois to cover +4.5 so far.
It's where you should have went game day.
Where are they going this week? I missed
They're
that.
going to Florida versus Miami.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's still gonna be
Yeah.
a good one though.
I think so. DJ Lagway did not look good. I think he threw 5 interceptions at LSU. Miami, number 4, Miami will host Florida Saturday, -7.5, 51.5 over under. You think Florida tries to? I don't know.
Well, I will say I ended up texting a high school buddy of mine. Jacob will remember him. Nathan Pierce. He's a big Florida fan. And he said this is the most broken he has ever seen Florida's locker room in his 18 years as a fan of the Florida Gators.
I love it. Let's give a round of applause for
So
that.
I feel bad, but he sent me a picture of DJ Lagway in a McDonald's uniform last night. So that's how he feels.
So I do like Miami in this one at home, -7.5. We'll see if they can win by 8. Maybe I'll buy it down to 6.5 or something just in case. But Florida, they seemed like they were going to cover the 8.5 at LSU for a while, and then LSU wasn't really able to capitalize on all those turnovers a whole lot with a 10-point win. So the Tigers did end up with a slight cover. Florida, I don't know, man. I don't know.
Billy Napier.
I'm sure they'll work it out and be good by the time we play, and then we got to go to the Swamp, and they'll beat us somehow. But because that's just how
Billy
it always
Napier's
happens.
out. John Gruden's gonna take over for Billy Napier.
Nathan brought up it'd be $26 million to buy him out.
Oof.
Yeah.
It's a lot of cheddar. Another game, boys. This is a big one. This is a big game this weekend. Delaware at FIU.
Let's go Blue
Panthers.
Hens. Let's go.
Oh,
no,
chill,
I'm kidding. I'm
chill.
kidding.
FIU at home in Pitbull Stadium. -5.5 for the Panthers. Over under 54.5. That's one I'm going to lay. FIU, they kept it close with Penn State there for a while a couple weeks ago. They've been taking care of business in their other games. Give me the Panthers -5.5 in that one. Yeah. That's the week 4 college football slate. All the games that I guess kind of matter. There are a few that I left off that just another cupcake week for a lot of teams, but including Tennessee. I'm not trying to dog anybody else, but hopefully, Tennessee takes care of UAB. I think we will. Any last words for the college football slate this week, boys?
Just happy for
Go
the rest
Vols.
of the season, man. Fall is here. Yeah, go Vols.
I will have a separate NFL video coming out later this week, like we did last week with the public fades. Went 3 of 6 this week or this past week, so it's only up from here. I'm definitely gonna hone in on just a couple games instead of 6. But
I like what you're doing, Skylar. I really like
something I
the
need to
content.
ask you. Appreciate it.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Griffin, there's something I gotta ask you before we move on to the song of choice of the week. How you feeling, man? How you feeling?
Mike
Y'all
Brown.
won. Y'all won this week. The Bengals defeated the Jags 31-27, but you lost. You lost Joe Burrow for 3 months at least.
It's heartbreaking, bro. I mean, this is the first time Zach Taylor has gone 2-0 to start a season. Like, what are you doing, Cincinnati? Like, at this point, I love T. Higgins, but trade him to the Cowboys, bro, for Zach Martin and Trevion Williams. We need a running back. We need an O-line. We need
It's the one
to
year
keep
you don't play the
our
Ravens.
Bugatti outside of the garage safe. Like, I can't. As a Bengals fan, since I was a little kid seeing Ocho Cinco and Carson Palmer, what happened to Carson Palmer? They never gave him protection. And what did he do? He left. He went to the Cardinals and then ended up retiring. What happened to Boomer Esiason? Won an MVP, ends up, going to the Super Bowl. never goes back because this
It's not
front
sustainable.
office is just so cheap and so lackluster at what they do. Just, I'm sorry I'm on my soapbox, but
Don't hold back, Griff. Tell us how you really feel.
I can't take it no more. Same with the damn Reds. Castellini, you're cheap. Come on.
All right.
Sell it to somebody that's gonna put a winning team in this city for, these people that deserve it.
All right. You heard it here on $1 Million Radio. Do it, Bengals.
Or else.
Jacob, before Zoom kicks you off, we got 1:20 to tell us about your $1 Million Radio song choice of the week.
Oh gosh, I watched some. Okay, hold on. You go ahead, and I'll get one.
The worst possible time.
Oh no.
You there? Hello.
You there? All right, we got you. Go ahead.
Okay. Here I will.
Gotta make it
I will
quick.
Yes. I will do Glass by Unprocessed. You'll like that one, Skylar.
All right, I'll go check it out. Glass by
and
Unprocessed.
And Griffin, you'll probably like that one too.
I got you. I'll check it out.
Is that a band you saw this week?
No.
Oh, okay. All right. What about you, Griff? As we say goodbye to Jacob. Thanks for being here, Jacob. Appreciate it. It's about to kick you off soon, I'm sure. What about you, Griff?
Well, just like Jacob this week, I did have the pleasure of getting to go see a show last night at the Open Chord stage in good old Knoxville, Tennessee. I actually was lucky enough to meet Nick Hexum, the lead singer of the greatest band of all time, 311. And, his solo music is a bit different. It's, Americana bluegrass, just right there, soul in your face, and it was just beautiful.
Nice.
Having a good time, spreading love and positivity to all the people there, it was awesome. But my song of the week, actually, this week is going to be Deer Dance by System of a Down.
Oh, okay. Switching
Been
it up a
listening to
little
that
bit.
Toxicity album on repeat. It's just the way times are, bro.
Nice. What was that?
Deer Dance
Deer
by
Dance.
System of a Down.
I guess I'll take it to the old faithful, Sleep Token. We're going to go this week. Sleep Token, Look to Windward. It is the opening song of their last album, Even in Arcadia, that came out in May. One thing I love about this song is seeing a couple of the videos from their set that they've had at a couple festivals. They've got a whole lot of stage presence, a whole lot of the setup and decorations and stuff, but they open up with a huge curtain that has the Sleep Token emblem on it. And as this song builds up, it's very soft, smooth, melodic there for a little bit of the song, and then it comes in so heavy. And I saw the videos where the curtain drops, confetti goes everywhere, and it gets heavy. It gets heavy. So Sleep Token, Look to Windward is my $1 Million Radio song of the week. Griff, as we wrap up episode 40, $1 Million Radio, any last words?
Hooday and go Vols.
Hooday and go Vols. All right, that'll do it. Episode 40, $1 Million Radio. And as always, we'll see you next time.